The Forbidden Asylum, a place you must never enter. Asterisk, asterisk, the iron gates of Blackwood Asylum stood half open. Rusted with time, as if inviting the curious and the foolish to step inside. The wind howled through the shattered windows, carrying with it whispers of the past. Thomas stood at the entrance, gripping his flashlight tightly. His heart pounded, but he pushed forward. He had heard the stories, the warnings, but curiosity had a stronger pull than fear. As he stepped inside, the air grew thick, heavy with the scent of damp decay. The hallway stretched into darkness, littered with broken wheelchairs and rusted gurneys. Walls once white were now covered in black mold, and old medical charts lay scattered on the floor. A single flickering light bulb swung from the ceiling, casting long, eerie shadows. "This place is dead," Thomas muttered, trying to shake off the unease creeping up his spine. But Blackwood Asylum was never truly empty. He moved deeper into the building, his footsteps echoing unnaturally. A cold draft slithered through the halls, though the air outside had been still. Then, from somewhere within the darkness, tap, tap, footsteps, slow, deliberate. Thomas froze. His breath caught in his throat. "Hello?" he called out, his voice barely above a whisper. No response. He took another step, and suddenly, the sound of something scraping against the walls made his stomach twist. He turned his flashlight toward the source. A patient's room, its door slightly ajar, the number 308 barely visible under the grime. The stories had mentioned this room. It belonged to a woman named Margaret Hale, a patient who had been admitted in 1949. She had claimed to hear voices, see shadows lurking in the corners of her vision. No one believed her until she vanished. The staff found her bed empty one morning, but her presence never left the asylum. Thomas hesitated. Then, against all logic, he pushed the door open. The room was empty. A broken bed, a rusted chair, and a mirror. His reflection stared back at him, his face pale, his eyes wide. But then his reflection smiled. Thomas staggered backward, a cold shiver racing down his spine. He hadn't smiled. His lips were sealed shut, but his reflection's mouth curled upward, stretching, widening, revealing rows of jagged teeth. The lights flickered violently. A breath whispered against his ear. "You shouldn't have come." He turned to run, but the hallway was different. No doors, no exit, just an endless corridor stretching into blackness. The air buzzed with unseen energy, the walls pulsing as if they were alive. And then, from the shadows, they came. Figures with hollow eyes, arms reaching out. Their whispers grew into a deafening chorus. Thomas ran. He didn't know where just away. His lungs burned. His heart pounded. The darkness swallowed everything behind him. Then light. A cold rush of air. He fell forward, crashing onto damp grass. The night sky stretched above him. The asylum loomed behind him, silent, as if it had never been alive at all. Gasping, he scrambled to his feet. The gate. It was closed. Had it ever been open? He turned to run, but before he did, he saw it. A single window on the third floor. A figure standing there, watching, smiling. The next morning, a group of hikers found Thomas wandering the nearby woods, his clothes torn, his eyes empty. He never spoke again. And Blackwood Asylum, it still stands, waiting for the next visitor.